Teaching 1. Only you have power over yourself. Buddha said, "Not even your worst enemies can harm you as much as your own thoughts." This powerful statement about personal autonomy and the influence of the mind reminds us that regardless of external circumstances, our greatest power, and also our greatest vulnerability, lies in our own thoughts and emotions. The power of the mind, our thoughts, have an incredible ability to shape our reality. The mind is a vast and dynamic space that constantly interprets, evaluates, and responds to the world around us. In this process, our perceptions and judgments can significantly influence how we experience life. When we allow negative, self-critical, or fearful thoughts to dominate our minds, we create an internal reality that can be even more destructive than any external threat. Before we dive into these powerful teachings, if you find wisdom in these words, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights on mindfulness and personal growth. Your support helps us share these timeless lessons with more people. Now, let's begin. The power of the mind. Our thoughts have an incredible ability to shape our reality. The mind is a vast and dynamic space that constantly interprets, evaluates, and responds to the world around us. In this process, our perceptions and judgments can significantly influence how we experience life. When we allow negative, self-critical, or fearful thoughts to dominate our minds, we create an internal reality that can be even more destructive than any external threat. Thoughts as inner enemies. Buddha warns us about the destructive power of negative thoughts. When left unchecked, these thoughts can become inner enemies that sabotage our well-being and happiness. They create invisible barriers that prevent us from reaching our potential and trap us in a cycle of suffering and self-criticism. For example, if we constantly tell ourselves that we are not enough or that we don't deserve success, we will begin to act in ways that confirm these beliefs, limiting our opportunities and growth. Personal autonomy. Buddha's teaching also emphasizes the importance of personal autonomy. By recognizing that only we have power over our minds, we take responsibility for our thoughts and emotions. This responsibility is liberating because it gives us the control to change and improve our lives from within. Strengthening character. Accepting that we have power over ourselves encourages us to develop strong and resilient character. Here are some ways this teaching can help. Self-awareness. Being aware of our thoughts is the first step toward change. Practices like meditation and daily reflection help us observe our mental patterns without judgment, allowing us to identify and transform negative thoughts. Self-discipline. Controlling our minds requires discipline. Training ourselves to maintain a positive and constructive attitude cultivates focus and resilience in the face of adversity. Self-compassion. Recognizing that everyone has negative thoughts at times allows us to be compassionate toward ourselves. Self-compassion is essential for personal growth and helps us treat our mistakes and failures with kindness. Empowerment. Taking responsibility for our thoughts empowers us to change our lives. This empowerment inspires us to make conscious decisions aligned with our values and goals, creating a more fulfilling life. Practices to strengthen the mind. Positive affirmations. Using positive affirmations can reprogram our minds to focus on what is good and possible. Repeating statements like "I am capable" or "I deserve success" can transform our mindset and open us to new opportunities. Journaling. Writing in a journal is an excellent way to process and release negative thoughts. It allows us to reflect on our thought patterns and find creative solutions to challenges. Conclusion. Buddha's teaching, "Only you have power over yourself," offers guidance for taking control of our minds and ultimately our lives. By recognizing the influence of our thoughts and consciously cultivating positivity, we strengthen our character and create a more harmonious and satisfying reality. Teaching 2. Patience leads to wisdom. Buddha once said, "A jug fills drop by drop, just as a wise person is gradually filled with goodness." This teaching highlights the importance of patience on the path to wisdom and personal growth. It reminds us that virtue and knowledge are not built overnight but through steady, consistent effort, just as a jug fills slowly with drops of water. The importance of patience is an essential virtue in life. It allows us to face challenges and obstacles with calmness and perseverance. Without patience, we become prone to frustration, stress, and despair when things don't go as planned. Patience helps us maintain serenity and perspective, even in difficult situations, enabling us to make wiser and more effective decisions. The metaphor of the jug. The metaphor of the jug filling drop by drop is a powerful image of how goodness and wisdom accumulate in our lives. Every small act of kindness, every effort to learn and improve, and every moment of reflection contributes to the gradual growth of our character and wisdom. This slow but steady process teaches us that real and meaningful progress does not happen overnight, but through sustained and persistent effort. Wisdom. Over time, wisdom, unlike superficial knowledge, is cultivated over time. It results from experience, reflection, and continuous learning. Patience allows us to absorb and process these experiences so they become true wisdom. Without patience, we might seek shortcuts or quick fixes, which are often superficial and temporary, strengthening character. This teaching also underscores how patience strengthens character. Here's how resilience. Patience helps us face and overcome challenges without giving up. It teaches us to persist in our efforts even when results are not immediate. Humility. Recognizing that growth and wisdom take time keeps us humble. It reminds us that we are all on a continuous journey of learning and improvement. Discipline. Patience requires self-discipline. We train ourselves to wait and work steadily toward our goals without letting impatience derail us. Gratitude. Valuing gradual progress helps us develop gratitude. We appreciate each small step and achievement, fostering a more positive and content attitude. Practices to cultivate patience. Meditation. Meditation is an effective practice for developing patience. By focusing on our breath and observing our thoughts without reacting, we learn to be present and accept the moment as it is. Setting small goals. Breaking big goals into smaller, manageable steps helps maintain motivation and celebrate gradual progress. Each small achievement is another drop filling our jug. Buddha's teaching, Patience Leads to Wisdom, offers a valuable lesson on the importance of patience in the journey toward wisdom and personal growth. By embracing patience as a central virtue, we strengthen our character and cultivate deep, lasting wisdom. This gradual and steady process of growth allows us to face challenges with resilience, maintain humility and discipline, and live with greater gratitude and satisfaction. Teaching 3. You are the only path to change, Buddha said. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one should. We ourselves must walk the path. This teaching emphasizes personal responsibility in the process of transformation and growth. It reminds us that while we may receive guidance and support from others, true change and salvation depend solely on our own efforts and decisions. Personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is a fundamental principle in Buddhist philosophy and many other spiritual traditions. It means taking control of our lives and recognizing that our actions, decisions, and thoughts are the primary factors shaping our destiny. By accepting this responsibility, we empower ourselves to make positive and meaningful changes in our lives. No one saves us but ourselves. This teaching reminds us that while external help is valuable, true salvation and change come from within. No teacher, friend, or guru can do the work for us. Only we have the power to transform our minds, attitudes, and actions. This realization is both liberating and challenging, as it places us in the driver's seat of our own lives. The path of self-effort. Walking the path of change and personal transformation requires self-effort and dedication. This path is filled with challenges and obstacles, but also with opportunities for growth and self-realization. As we walk this path, we develop a crucial quality that strengthens our character: perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to keep moving forward even when facing difficulties. It teaches us not to give up and to continue striving, trusting that change will come with time and sustained effort. The influence of thoughts and actions. Our thoughts and actions are the main drivers of change in our lives. By cultivating positive and constructive thoughts, we create a mindset that supports our growth and well-being. Similarly, our actions, big and small, contribute to the development of our character and the achievement of our goals. Practices. For walking the path of change, reflection and self-evaluation. Taking time to reflect on our progress and evaluate our actions helps us identify areas for improvement and celebrate our achievements. Journaling can be a useful tool for this. Continuous learning. Seeking knowledge and wisdom through reading and continuous learning inspires us and provides new perspectives. It keeps us motivated and helps us find new ways to approach challenges. Support. Network. While change depends on us, having a support network of friends, mentors, and communities can be beneficial. These relationships offer encouragement, advice, and companionship on our journey. Strengthening character. Buddha's teaching on responsibility and self-effort is fundamental for strengthening character. By accepting that we are solely responsible for our change, we develop qualities that enable us to face life with greater resilience and confidence. These qualities include integrity, aligning our actions with our values and principles; empowerment, feeling capable of shaping our own lives; autonomy, making independent decisions and living authentically. Buddha's teaching. You are the only path to change offers a profound lesson on personal responsibility and the power of self-effort. By accepting that only we can transform our lives, we develop a strong and resilient character capable of facing and overcoming any challenge. This journey of change and growth leads us toward greater wisdom, integrity, and personal fulfillment. Teaching 4. Recognize your projections and change them. Buddha taught, everything that irritates you about others is only a projection of what you have not resolved within yourself. This teaching invites us to look inward to understand and transform our perceptions and reactions toward others. It suggests that our criticisms and annoyances toward others are actually reflections of our own unresolved struggles. The nature of projections. Projections are psychological mechanisms through which we attribute to others the characteristics, emotions, or desires that we ourselves possess but find uncomfortable or unacceptable. For example, if someone is irritated by another's arrogance, it may signal their own struggle with accepting their own tendencies toward arrogance. Recognizing our projections. The first step in changing our projections is recognizing them. This requires self-awareness and honesty. We must be willing to observe our emotional reactions and ask ourselves why certain behaviors or attitudes in others bother us. This reflection helps us identify areas in our own lives that need work. How projections relate to personal growth. Confronting our projections initiates personal growth and strengthens character in several ways. Humility. Accepting that our criticisms of others are actually self-criticisms teaches us humility. Personal responsibility. We take responsibility for our reactions instead of blaming others. Emotional resilience, facing our inner struggles, makes us emotionally stronger. Healthier relationships. By not projecting our issues onto others, we improve our relationships. Practices to change projections. Empathy. Seeing things from others' perspectives softens our judgments. Self-evaluation. Regularly assessing our reactions helps us stay on track. Buddha's teaching, recognize your projections and change them, guides us towards self-awareness and personal growth. By acknowledging that our irritations with others reflect our own unresolved issues, we take responsibility for our emotions and work to transform them. This process strengthens our character, deepens our relationships, and fosters inner peace. Teaching 5. Let go to grow. Buddha taught, you only lose what you cling to. This simple yet profound truth reminds us that suffering arises from attachment to possessions, outcomes, identities, and even people. True freedom comes when we learn to hold life lightly. The nature of attachment. We naturally cling to things, possessions, status, ideas, opinions, expectations, people, relationships, approval. But nothing in life is permanent. The tighter we grip, the more we fear loss, and the more we suffer. The wisdom of non-attachment isn't indifference, it's clarity. Like a river flowing, we appreciate what's here now without demanding it stay forever. Example: a leaf floats on water. It doesn't resist the current. It moves freely, unbroken. How to practice letting go? Notice clinging. When you feel stress, ask, what am I holding on to too tightly? Embrace impermanence. Remind yourself, this too shall pass. Joy and pain both fade. Give freely, share. Time, love, or resources without expecting anything in return. The gift of release. When we let go, fear dissolves, peace grows, control relaxes, creativity flows, ego softens, love expands. The art of living lies not in possessing, but in appreciating. Final conclusion: the path to inner freedom. These 5 teachings of the Buddha form a timeless roadmap for living with wisdom and peace. You hold the power over your mind. Guard your thoughts. Patience nurtures wisdom. Growth happens, drop by drop. Change begins with you. No one walks your path for you. What irritates you in others reflects your inner work. Let go to grow. Suffering ends where attachment does. Together they reveal a profound truth. True strength isn't about controlling the world around you, but mastering the world within you. Every moment is a chance to choose. Will you cling to what drains you or cultivate what frees you? The journey isn't about perfection, but awareness. Start small, breathe deeply, release what weighs on your soul. Your turn. Which of these teachings speaks to you most today? Share below. And if this wisdom resonated, like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep walking this path together. Until next time, may your steps be light and your heart open.